Seriously, you guys are gonna let me give the pep talk?
Sorry, guys. I did not know she was gonna act like that. Should have warned her.
Warned her? That wouldn't have done you any good. The first edit is the wake-up call. The wake-up call that I've been warning you about ever since your very first plot hole.
You think she'll wake up?
Why is her knee-jerk response to just faint?
Because this is her work. This is something that you and Inspiration conspired together. Now that it's been edited, that dream, just like that, has been snuffed out. You just can't see the benefit yet. Don't forget the discussion we just had.
Yeah, I don't think I can go back to writing without Inspiration there. I have a terrible feeling that at every comment, she's just gonna close herself off and do this again.
But you do teach your viewers to take plenty of breaks in your videos.
Yes, but as a writer, you can't always rely on Inspiration. You know that, and you teach that. So, based on our last discussion that you need Inspiration for a developmental edit, it's not entirely true. Because the edit after this one isn't going to be the final edit. It still needs a copy edit, a line edit, a chunk of beta reads, and a proofread. And you can rely on me to get you through those stages. Remember, this is my time to shine. And the suspense you're keeping me in is killing me!
So what, all work and no breaks at all?
Well, you wanted a writing career, so this is what you subject yourself to, a writing schedule. And we're going to take it one chapter at a time, because apparently you and Inspiration are so very sensitive at this point.
Sensitive? Hey, she's awake again. Good morning, sweetie.
Don't patronize me, slovenly one.
I know.
Now, as I was saying, sensitive? Do you have any idea what you're talking about?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. You just fainted at the sight of your marked up manuscript. Therefore, you must be feeling sensitive about it. Which is normal and completely understandable. I honestly don't know when it gets easier since we're all in the mind of a first-time author, but this first time can only help us reach the second, third, and fourth times. And before long, we'll all be working together.
So you're saying that as of right now, not all of us are pulling our weight?
That's not... I'm
Do
saying...
you not remember that the entire manuscript, the world building, the character descriptions, the character names, and all of the angsty dialogue were my doing?
Yes, we all know they were. Your job just isn't done yet.
I know that. I just didn't think that...
You thought the reader would laugh where you intended them to laugh, or feel something when you intended them to feel something, when in fact you used so many crutch words and weird adverbs and words like nodding and a bit and smiled, like so many times, and you expect them to understand what this character is going through when you're just trying to get to the point of the scene? There's a lot more that goes into that build-up.
The point of the scene was more important than any word choice that I used. This is the draft. This is where I get to write whatever I want.
You wrote whatever you wanted so much that it butchered the plot at a few points, and any editor will be visibly confused at it. I was confused. I'm not done yet. You left me with such a confusing and nonsensical proofread before sending it off to this editor that I could barely change anything, and the deadline was fast approaching, and we were sending out the book, and I sent it too soon. It's my fault. It's so marked up. I should have put in more work and more time.
Then why didn't you just ask me for clarification? I could have explained all this to you. She's basically a nerd for the lore she created. That'll be a compliment given and taken.
Wait, so all of that advice you gave, all of it was just a way to make us feel better?
First off, I didn't ask her about it, because I was already supposed to be the nerd of our lore and getting our facts straight and all. Asking for help would make it seem as if I wasn't serious about it as the rest of you.
On the contrary, asking questions does make it seem like you're interested or rather invested.
Not my best move. Yes.
You were lying in our last discussion then?
Not entirely. I was mostly just reassuring myself That just because I didn't make sure everything was readable to the best of my ability, that it still meant something, and then I blamed inspiration, and I didn't tell her when the edits were coming, which was why it gave her such a surprise. It's probably why you were MIA for a bit, listening to playlists and whatnot. And you really do an amazing job at making the book come to life.
MIA.
You do know what MIA means.
I think so. Miss Introvert Administration, is she running for best author? Don't worry, I know what it means. So really none of us were working together fully. I wasn't keeping up with all of you, and procrastination was just letting Miss Introvert stew in her thoughts for a hot minute. And that's really a bit too far. Do we all have to be at fault here? Well, you know what you did. And E,
I didn't give 100%. I wasn't practicing what I preached.
Neither was I, and I control all of you, respectfully.
you know, overwork, underwork. There's lots of room to grow. Do you want to watch a show?
No,
We have
literally
so
just went
much
over
to
a
practice
list
and
of
no
faults.
time for leisure.
Okay, if you're sure.
where do we start? I feel so lost. We're not in the safe drafting stage anymore.
If I may, I think I might have some advice that would help you rather than myself.
You may.
Why did you draft this manuscript?
Because I wanted to escape into a magical world, because the one that I live in now is unsatisfying, worrisome, and lonely.
Well, yes, but besides that,
Well, it's a book, so I wanted someone to read it.
and someone has. They've given you their honest feedback, which consists of criticisms and compliments. And readers will have those same things when they come to read your book. But you are still safe in the editing stage. And there are no readers yet. But when the book is ready, the readers will be ready too. Hopefully.
Yeah, here's to learning how to market this baby.
I will be working overtime pretty soon, it seems.
So, are you all ready?
100%.
Always. I'll let you guys get to it. We'll procrastinate when it's published. Oh, about that. There's going to be 2 sequels.
Let's have a chat sometime. You and me. Your laptop.
Thanks. One chapter at a time.
So in the last video, Miss Introvert mentioned that she was a college graduate when she mentioned her hatred for driving, but it was while she was still a college student that she got her book edited, so who knows what timeline we're actually following. Thanks for watching.